As we look at the US election tomorrow, regardless of who the United States elects, what are the most significant flashpoints in the Asia Pacific region?
Right. So I think that regardless who wins the elections, I would say that there are currently three major potential flashpoints in the Asia Pacific region that are here to stay. One is South Korea's relations with North Korea. The second one is cross-strait relations between mainland China and Taiwan. And the third one is the Sino-Philippines conflict or disputes over reefs and islands in the South China Sea. And all three of them have recently escalated to higher levels of tensions.
So, as we look forward to 4 years, there's a lot of foreign policy that can drastically change. What might the Asia Pacific region look like in 4 years' time?
So, if Trump wins, I think that we may be looking at a profoundly different world in 4 years' time. One in which, for example, many security pacts and alliances created by the Biden administration in the Indo Pacific may have collapsed, and in which, for instance, the US may have turned to a more inward looking position, retreating, for example, from international organizations and also partially from support to allies in Europe and Asia. If Kamala Harris wins, provided that she will continue to govern along the same lines of Biden, I think we will continue to see the creation of new security pacts or existing ones, trade pacts, alliances with like minded countries, although her stance on China is a little bit uncertain at the moment, as she has recently stated that Iran and not China are the US main adversary.
Looking forward to Taiwan specifically, what are some ways that the United States election results may affect Taiwan?
Taiwan would probably need to be better prepared in case Trump would win the elections. I think that the unpredictability of a Trump presidency compared to the possible continuity of a Joe Biden administration if Kamala Harris wins could mean that Trump would put Taiwan under pressure. One consequence could be, for example, on the island semiconductor industry. We know that TSMC, the biggest semiconductor Taiwanese company, is expanding its footprint in the US. And if Trump wins, he could actually influence heavily this industry or could try to. Another major impact could be on Taiwan, could be that Taiwan would be forced to pay more for American support of Taiwan's defense. However, I have to say that Congress in the United States has long been a supporter of Taiwan, and this is unlikely to change in the future. So I believe that there will be some degree of continuity regardless of who wins the elections, for example, in continuing to sell arms to Taiwan and also projecting a tough stance against any efforts by Beijing to try to change the status quo.